Welcome to the Red Booth Show. Today we have for you Valley Droop, which is a rap band, or I should say rap group.
Yeah, it's a label. Label.
Okay. And they have had a song already on the radio here in Los Angeles. And what was the name of that song?
It was Spaceship. That was the first song that we had on the radio by me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Very cool. And how long ago was that?
This one was about 4 years ago, but since then we had from our label, we had other artists that made it on the radio. So we had 2, 3 altogether to make it on different stations.
So Valley Droop is actually your label?
No, Valley Droop is my name, and okay. Capo Mob is the name of the label.
Capo Mob?
Yeah. So okay. That's CAPOMOBB.
Why don't you tell me a bit about your relationship with these guys and how you guys do music together?
Okay, so I had the record on the radio about 4 years ago, and I just got back from tour. I was out in the Valley because we're from San Fernando Valley. We represent San Fernando Valley to the fullest in California, and I actually met him.
I'm in the Valley, so
yeah, we're in the Valley.
That's right, it's the Valley show.
So I met him out there. He just approached me. We exchanged contact information. He told me he was an artist. And can you? This is Junior. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Junior. Nice to meet you, Junior.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us here.
Yeah.
And he, since then that was 2 years ago, and it took us 2 years to actually get to the studio and make a song, and he just put that out about. A few weeks ago. It's getting played. It's getting played through clubs, mostly hip hop clubs all through cool. Hollywood.
What song is that?
It's Main Girl.
Main Girl.
Yeah, featuring Valley Droop.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my single.
Nice.
For my upcoming mixtape album.
Okay, would you call it a dance song, or would you call it rap, or what kind of sound?
More it's romantic, for the girls.
Oh, cool. So it's kind of a slow song,
yeah, kind of a
slow dance song.
That's right.
Very cool.
He's all for the ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's a little. We can have a little sample of it on the show here.
Yeah, definitely.
You my main drug, I just gotta have you. I will never put no one else above you. It's a natural high when you next to me. It's Junior, baby, come ride with me. I'll give you all that I can, girl. My love is all that I have, girl. You're my Valentine, damn you fine, and I gotta have you all the time. Girl, you should wipe those tears of your eyes. I'm out late. I'll be home soon, baby. I'll make it. You're my main girl.
And this guy, I know him since he was a kid. Because
and who may I ask?
This is Envy.
Envy.
Envy,
yes.
Cool. Nice to meet you,
nice
Envy.
To meet you too.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I actually knew his mom. His mom was a big promoter, for hip hop artists.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and
so he's got some history.
Yeah, definitely. And she linked me up with him, and it still took 3-4 years for us to do a song, and we finally released his song today. So we recorded it about a week ago and we released it today.
Where did you release it?
It's on YouTube, so that means next weekend we're gonna have to hit all the clubs and do the regular routine thing and meet up with the DJs and stuff like that. So,
what is the song called?
Imperfect.
Imperfect.
Yeah. Cool.
And what kind of a sound is that one?
I wouldn't say. Well, it's for the ladies, but it's also against the ladies, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I see. I'll have to hear this one.
It's how some guys are imperfect.
Okay.
Pretty much, I guess.
Sounds good. Just kidding. Okay, well, I would love. We can also show a snippet of that one right here.
I never said I'm perfect, girl. I just said that I was worth it, girl. Baby, I'm sorry that I'm such a bad I know how to believe, but I don't know to love ya. I never said I'm perfect, girl. I just said that I was worth it, girl. Baby, I'm sorry that I'm such a bad I know how to believe, but I don't know to love ya. She said she wants.
So you're kind of managing with them? You're are you helping produce their songs?
I am. A wise man once told me that, if you want to be in the industry, the smartest way to do it is to learn every aspect from the janitor to the CEO. And I honestly try to do everything. And, I have a song that is going on the radio this summer, and it's ready for the radio this summer. I've already got confirmation on it, and
like how does that work? Like, I mean, you got a song on the radio. That's a pretty big deal for a lot of people. Like, that's really that's quite an accomplishment.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah, and so now you just got another song on the radio. Like, how?
It's not up yet.
Okay. Well, but I mean, like you said you've got the confirmation.
Yeah.
So like, how did that work? Like, how did you work that out? What does it take to do that?
So I mean, since I did have a song on the radio some time ago, I kept a lot of contacts with these people. But initially, how it got on the radio is the person that was running the label at the time, who's still a partner, he pretty much reached out to all these radio stations and drove the record there himself and asked them to play it. And, you know, he just showed it to them. And some stations picked it up, and some stations didn't, of course. And the ones that didn't eventually caught on, and they put it on the radio.
So he was like your manager.
Yeah, he was a manager, and he still plays a big role in what we do. And as for them, I try to I'm involved in the production side, and I'm involved in the promotion side, and they do their part. So if being a part of this label, you have to hold your own weight.
Right.
So they do a phenomenal job promoting and stuff.
That's pretty fantastic, because I have heard that in order to get a song onto the radio, you basically have to pay these guys. Like they're like the gatekeepers, kind of.
You do.
They're the agents or something that are representing the station.
You do.
Or something like that.
You do. And is
that what you did? Did you have to pay?
No, we didn't, because what we did is we went to a lot of independent places.
Okay.
And yeah, you have to pay the big stations, like the big like, the really big stations that everybody listens to. And then on the outskirts of LA, like Palmdale, even Lancaster and stuff like that, there's little radio stations that will pick up your song, and you don't really have to pay them. They just want to support local artists.
Yeah.
And when they pick up the record and the other syndicate stations pick up the record, it kind of forces the
bigger stations. Yeah. Then they're like, okay.
But they still, and then say you get offered a deal from like a major label and you don't take that, though, they might just pull the whole thing off the radio as well.
So seriously, so they're like come and sort of like stop it from being like, they'll be like, don't play this one. It
didn't happen to me, but it did happen to one of the other artists in the label, and of course they won't take. When we ask them, it's always like, oh, well, this is happening, or, oh, yeah, I'll play it, and, but it never really, it doesn't happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of power, kind of.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So when you had your first song on the radio, like, how did you feel?
That's a funny story. So I heard that it was coming out on the radio on this particular day. So I had a little house party at my house. I called over all my friends. We had drinks pouring. We had the station playing, and it never played.
Oh my God! Are you serious? That's so funny.
So I was like, man, this sucks. And everybody's like, man, don't feel bad. And, so I was like, man, I was depressed. And so the next week, my family, we decided to go out for lunch or something, and we're going out for lunch. And we're in the car. We're going down to the landing in Calabasas, the landing sushi spot, and it started playing on the radio.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I flipped out. And my mom was like, "That's not you." I was like, "That's me. You better recognize."
You're like, "Mom, what's up?"
And I was flipping out. I was jumping out the car, and then I started getting like all these text messages. And
that's funny.
Yeah.
That's a funny story.
Yeah, it was.
So did you end up like getting that sold? Like, did you start to get record sales?
I was very young when I did it, and unfortunately, I did make money off of it, but not the amount of money that I could have made off of it, because I did sell it off. So,
you sold the rights.
Yeah, I sold the rights to it, and I could have made more money off it, definitely.
Like what advice do you have? Like you had somebody come to you and just say like, "Can I buy the rights off of it?" And you were like, "Yeah."
It was a little more complicated than that, but in simplicity, you could say that's what pretty much happened. Is somebody wanted the song, and I was young, dumb, and they put money they pretty much offered me money, and I took it.
Like cash up front type of thing.
Yeah, and it's I definitely got my credit as an artist, and it did open my eyes to a lot of things. So yeah, pretty much that's what happened.
Well, at least, I mean, you have that now as a credit. Like, you've been on the radio.
Yeah.
Did it end up getting played on, like, what stations did it end up getting played
on?
Well,
it played on Power 106 Sunday nights. That was a syndicate station that was playing it. But then it was, like, 104.7. It was in Chicago. It was in
that's awesome.
Houston, Dallas.
So not just Los Angeles?
No.
I didn't even know that. I thought it was just that it got into Los Angeles.
No, it was all over. We actually toured off this record.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we
That's
toured.
So cool.
And especially when our other artist, VZ Scante, when he had his record on the radio, we toured with him as well. So we both were on tour off these two records.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a time of my life.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So how did you get into music? Like, how did it start out for you? How did you make your first song?
My first song I recorded was in this little apartment building in Reseda with like this computer mic in the closet with duct tape around it into a PC, which was like a DOS or something like that. I don't know. And it was just, I just compiled music that sounded, I mean, I thought it sounded great. I was probably like 12 maybe. Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
So was it like rap songs or like what kind of?
It was rap songs. My mom hated it. Yeah, she was like, "Turn that off. What are you saying? You even know what this is?" And I didn't, But those were my first memories of recording, and I still have some of those CDs and stuff at the house that I tried to take care of.
Nice.
But. Yeah, I can't, like, I listened to myself and I was like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but, I mean, it's like, when we listen to music now when I listen to, like, hip-hop records, I understand it more than I did when I was younger and stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, you were just learning, but it's
cool
that you actually did that. You actually made it happen, though. You went and figured it out and started. That's what you got to do, right?
Yeah, we had everybody in my apartment complex in the house. Like, before my mom got off work, everybody in the apartment complex was just, all the kids were in there trying to record and make songs. So my parents would come home and there'd be like 25 kids in there, like a summer break and stuff like that. Yeah.
So you were like the local new record studio for the apartment.
Yeah. So it was just always a packed house. It's still like that, actually.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that about you, because you're like trying to help other people. You're trying to like get other people to be able to do things that they want to do and be an artist. So and it sounds like that's what you were doing all the way back then.
Honestly, they helped me. I feel like they helped me just because I'm not even trying to sound corny. It's better. I feel like somebody else talking about my music always makes a bigger impact than me talking about my music. It helps me because they promote a product that they believe in, and it's better coming from them than coming from me sometimes. And and on another side of it, when you look at both of these guys have very different sounds. And I feel like I have a very different sound, and when I'm in the studio with VZ, who's the other artist, he has a completely different sound. He's like a chameleon when it comes to stuff. He just changes up so much, and it just helps us pretty much expand our abilities as musicians.
Right.
So they help me.
That's so cool. So like, do you guys collaborate on your songs together? Like, do you help write with him, or like how does it work?
Yeah, I write my own lyrics. Sometimes I'll ask Drew, for some advice.
Yeah.
And we'll work on a song together, and I like it more when we work on a song together. That's he gives me his advice, and I'll tell him mine, and next thing you know, it turns out pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
so do you like what sort of do you play part of the music, or like do you just like lay the tracks, or like what part of it do you do?
I know just I rap. I just rap. He records me.
Cool.
Yeah. So I enjoy getting recorded by Drew, because he's a really motivated and I'm glad to have a friend like him.
That's so cool.
It's really cool. Yeah.
So you like lay the beats for him?
No. I engineer the record, because Sometimes engineers they kind of this vision that you have in a song is not the same as the engineers.
Mm-hmm.
So I like engineering our records just because I could get the kind of the sound that we want.
Why don't you explain like what that means, like to engineer a song? What is
Like,
the difference? What is
That's pretty much recording it, the Pro Tools, the effects, and laying the vocals down and making.
So
sure.
you're the one that's on the computer taking his recorded
Yeah.
song, his singing, and putting it in there.
Yeah.
And then changing like
Changing the volumes,
levels
and
and-
then I'll have another very talented guy. His name is Archangel. He works with a lot of big artists. He'll come and he'll overview the records and make sure that it's crisp. Because I'm good, but I'm not as good as he is.
So would that be like mix mastering?
Yeah, it's he does all the mixing. I mix the records down, and he'll just come and perfect it.
Okay.
He'll just come and put his Archangel touch if he needs to add drums in there, or he hears a snare or whatever he or a lead. He could do it. He could play like infinite amount of instruments and stuff as well. So
Cool.
he perfects our stuff for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Having that help.
Yeah, Archangel. He's a very very valued member of the team.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is he part of the label too?
Yeah, he's part of the label. He's also a DJ by himself. They're pretty known, and he works for Good Charlotte on production and stuff like that as well.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he is part of our team, but he's also out there doing his own thing, which is good because it helps us. It gives us more people, a bigger network to link with.
Cool.
Yeah.
So did he work on your recent song that just came out?
Yeah. Actually, it's probably I did this song in December, right after Christmas, sometime before the 1st, and I've probably been to the studio 20 times, 25 times, just trying to perfect it with him.
Does it get expensive, or is he like helping you out?
Well, I own the studio, and he's actually, when it comes to cost, he's making money off of. It honestly, the cost factor of it, we try to cut down everything. That's why I have my own studio now,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why all he's spending is time, and all I'm spending is time right now. And when it comes down to the cost, it's really time and mastering.
Yeah, I mean, if you have your own studio, then
you're
pretty much set up.
Yeah, and then we could have guys in there anytime we want. We don't have to follow studio schedule, or these guys say, "Oh, I got something really cool I want to show you."
Yeah.
All right, come down, just record it.
So you have like your own little recording booth. You have it all all of that set
Yeah,
up.
everything's set up. I actually just found out that I might have to just move it somewhere else, just because I'm moving I'm just gonna move down the street somewhere. But everything's set up. It's so easy to do now. Yeah.
You have all the stuff.
Yeah, it's so easy to do now. It's all this equipment like Pro Tools makes it so easy for artists to follow their dreams and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Pro Tools is like a big thing.
Yeah, it used to be so expensive. You had to buy these big machines, and all these big machines are just in a program now. You get me? So
Yeah.
it's not.
You just add in your creativity and your talents. Yeah. Well, cool. I would like to hear a little bit more about, how did you get into this, and where did you start?
I started off actually promoting other artists. It's like the Latin hip hop, and I was helping them out, promoting their music, their shows, and it came to a point where I heard one of Droop's songs, and I got in contact with him. I told him, Droop, I like your music, but we never talked. I just sent him a message.
Yeah.
And I met Droop actually on that T-Mark,
on DeSoto and
and Sherman Way.
Okay.
And from there I told him, "You're Valley Droop, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm Valley Droop." He was kind of like, "Oh, this guy's probably gonna come up with me and bang on me,
it just looked like a little essay.
You're like, uh-oh.
So when he's like, "You're Valley Droop," I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, man?"
Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, what's
What
up?"
do you have to say about it?
Yeah. So I told him, I like your music, you know what I mean? So we exchanged numbers, I hit him up and he hits me up and let us work on a record,
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
we did a record and it turned out pretty good.
And how long ago was that? that you
This was
bumped into him?
about 2 years ago.
Nice.
About 2 years ago.
About 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it took us that long to really get into the studio again.
Yeah.
You know, because we were running around, you know,
I was busy
touring
doing
with
other
Easy.
shows, you know, with other artists.
That you're
I was
promoting them.
yeah. So I was
So
really
that's-
busy. Yeah.
yeah.
I couldn't get in the studio with Droop. I would tell you, I can't get in the studio right now, bro.
Well, now it's good. You finally
Now
got
I
it.
got a chance now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is my first single for my mixtape. It's produced by Valley Droop.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It's a blessing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
I mean, you're out there promoting, so now you know how to promote your own
Yeah.
stuff too.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
the same
He's a
people that I was.
beast.
Yeah, the same people that I was promoting. I mean, I got them on my mixtape.
Well, how do you promote
Yeah.
them? Do you just like print up flyers and just go out and like
No,
pass
they'll
them out?
send me
or-
their music. You know, like,
Uh-huh.
I got a new record. You want to hear it? Like, yeah, I hear it. And you want me to, put it online on YouTube, and I'll promote it. Yeah.
Do you have a
That's
channel? Do you guys have like a YouTube channel?
We do have a YouTube channel, but he has a YouTube channel that's pretty like, you know, whatever, he has like a lot of subscribers.
That's
so when
cool.
he
How many
came-
subscribers do you have?
I have about 5,000.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
very good. That's a lot actually.
Yeah.
And so now we just use his.
You're like,
We're
put
I
it,
just
put
took
it
over
on him.
his.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Envy, how did you get started into the music business?
Well, I started when I was about 12. Me and my friend in middle school, we actually went to his house and recorded a song. From there, we just started taking it. As far as meeting Droops, I met him about 5 or 6 years ago.
How did you guys meet?
Well, through my mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was actually a really funny story.
Tell us.
I mean, I wasn't there when it happened. He would have to tell you.
You gotta tell me.
Okay, so I'm at a show. I just got off stage, and a lady comes up to me with a camera phone, and I was like, you know, I was taking pictures with people, so I thought she wanted to take a picture with me, and then she was like, she puts the phone in my face. She's like, "Do you know this person?" And then I was like, no, I don't. And I guess she was like, well, he said that you and your friends tried to beat him up or something like that. I was
Are
like,
you serious?
I was like, no, call him because that wasn't me. You get me? And I guess it's a long story, whatever. But it wasn't me. It was somebody else. He was in a football. He used to play football in high school.
Oh,
and
nice.
He got in a fight
That's
with the
cool.
football team, and
Uh-oh.
and it was a guy that I knew. So
So you thought it was him?
No.
No? Your
It
mom
was just a
thought
whole
it?
misunderstanding. And that's it.
That's quite a funny story about how you guys met.
Yeah.
And but it's very cool that you guys now are, you know, working together and you're part of the record label too?
yeah.
Okay. So you have Envy and Junior, both with songs coming out, and your song is coming out.
Summertime, hopefully. Actually, no, it's gonna be out before that. I just send it in for mastering. The new song, it's called "Take One for the Team."
Okay.
It's a real like party, but still real house party, chill, kickback, kind of really Valley kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
And
And we'll be
It's-
playing a copy of that as well.
oh yeah, definitely. I have
Cool.
all the master C's.
Speaking loud, what is this? This is me and two chicks in the back of your baby daddy's new Civic. We grown up, we toned up, my whole cup patroned up. House weeds rolled up, my whole team out here blowing up. House party, everybody fly. I met a girl.
Awesome.
But yeah, so it's a great record, and everybody that's heard it so far, that's in the industry, loved the record. And since me being older now and more in control of my career, I feel like it's gonna be big, and I know it's gonna be big actually.
Yeah, well, now you've kind of learned the ropes and like how to deal with it.
Yeah,
And
yeah, and I have great relationships with club owners, DJs, and radio stations, and
that's exciting.
yeah, it is.
So I'm wondering, like, what is your passion more? Is it more like you want to produce and you want to get more artists, or do you want to focus on your songs yourself, or like what's your direction?
My direction, my goal is to pretty much establish myself as an artist, to establish others as artists out of the San Fernando Valley. Like, I really want to have artists in my area, which is the Valley, to avenue pretty much. Yeah, I want to like pave the way for them.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a mission, but it's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, it's like you have these guys here now, and they they have their songs coming out, and so you're doing it.
Yeah, well, they're very talented artists, and whether I was there or not, I'm pretty sure they would have made something happen by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But it always helps. I mean, being an artist is a very difficult adventure sometimes, and having people like supporting you and backing you up, that's like really, really cool.
Yeah. It is. It's. I believe because when I was younger, I'm 26, 25 right now. I'm just putting age on me. I'm just putting more miles on me.
Oh yeah, you're so old.
30. But but when I was like 18, I was fortunate enough to meet VZ Scante, and he took me under his wing and developed me as an artist, and he still does. Which he's a great artist as well. I told him to come down to the show.
Cool.
Yeah, he'll be here someday if you guys have him.
Awesome. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, I'd love to meet him. Well, I would love for you guys to give a shout out and tell everybody about your station or your channel or what you guys want to.
Definitely. So follow me at Valley Droop, Twitter, Facebook /Valley Droop, websites capomob.com. That's CAPOMOBB.com, and Instagram is Valley Droop as well. And my record's also coming out in a movie. It's called From Brooklyn to Manhattan.
Oh, what? We didn't even talk about this.
Yeah,
What's happening?
It's in my mind. And it's directed by Jesse Torero, so check that out as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, you can follow me on Facebook.com/Junior, on Instagram 818Junior818. I'm also on Twitter, Twitter.com/the818Junior. And we're also gonna have Droop's shirts. Take one for the team.
Take one for the team. We actually already have like the test shirts, but it's gonna be on the website capomob.com. Yeah, you guys can buy the shirts over there. And Envy, your plugs.
You can find me on Facebook.com/Marvin.e.Vasquez.
That's wrong. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
And you can find me on Twitter /IamEnvy.
Your name's Marvin?
Wait, Envy? Yeah. Wait, Marvin?
Envy, Marvin. Who's Marvin? Martian?
Thanks a lot for coming on the show, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching Capo Mob and Valley Droop on
The Red Booth.